All right, well, I'm sporting a different face today, but it's still
I see that.
me, Ken Jankin, aka Leslie, aka Eddie. I'm not home right now, so I have to be on my girlfriend's account
Yeah, I
on
was really
Discord. So
confused. Like, I thought some random person was doing the podcast with us today.
I
Yeah.
apologize. I got your hopes up about a brand new guest, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just me,
My
plain old me.
hopes and aspirations.
Kind of disappointed,
Um,
but
but
Well,
welcome back to Peckers in a
yeah.
Pod, episode 2.
If you're new, you know what to do. If you aren't
smash the
new,
like button
subscribe,
now.
subscribe. If you aren't new, thanks for coming back and joining us again for a second episode. Uh, as I'm aware, we have some pretty interesting topics to discuss about today. If we want
Lots
to
of
get
new
started on
things to
that.
talk about.
Yeah, lots of things. I mean, I we were having a conversation before the podcast about prisoners, and I think Nick was gonna bring up a story if you guys still wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, we can real quick. So can you just like explain about that show? Because I didn't hear about that show until like 2 minutes ago. So
Okay, yeah. I was telling them about 60 Days In. It's a show on Netflix now, which is like a reality TV show where basically they take like regular people and put them in a prison to like kind of investigate the goings on and like the guards, how they treat the people inside, and like gangs and drugs coming in. So it's just like a kind of like studying
Is it
how
like
the
a
prison works
documentary?
from the inside. They
Or
treat it like with the editing more like a reality TV, like it's
okay,
really dramatic and
like it's
stuff
Big
like
that's
that.
Brother.
pretty cool.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I like it.
So my story about that comes because I think Jesse said it. He said, "Didn't someone? Wasn't there like an
There was like
experiment?"
a case study with
Yeah. So
people
there
like were
was
put in
a
jails.
psychological experiment done. It's called the Stanford Prison Experiment,
Hmm.
where basically they took I think about 40 college students, male students, and they split them up. So 20 were prisoners, 20 were guards, and they transformed the basement of like the Stanford psychology building into like a prison, and they
Mm.
had to live. Well, I think it only lasted for like a couple days before it got shut down. But my story about that was last semester. I'm in college, but we're all in college, by the way. But last
Whoa.
semester, I was in a psychology class, and I had to do a case study experiment for like one of my final projects. And I did mine on the Stanford prison experiment, and I put a lot of
How
time and effort
ironic.
into it, and it scored out of 15 points. I got a 2 out of
Oh.
15 points. Because all right, let me explain why. The content was fine. That wasn't the issue. What the issue was is they said it had to be like a certain type of case study, which that didn't meet, and it also couldn't be a case study that we talked about in class. And apparently we talked about it in class. Since it was all
Oh
online,
my.
I didn't pay attention to the class at all, so I didn't know.
Oh my
So
God.
I got points off, but she emailed me. She said, "You have to talk to me about this ASAP." So she helped me find a new topic, and I wrote it in like an hour, and I got a 14 out of 15, and I would have gotten a 15 out of
Wow.
15 if I didn't have to resubmit. But
Good job,
I
man.
I
think,
applaud you.
thank you. On that same topic of prison, I think
Right?
it's time for me to come clean
Whoa.
to the listeners.
What's going on here?
Are
Recently,
you all
I
right,
was,
man?
well, I'm actually filming this from the county jail office down in
What?
LBI. Yeah, I was
What the
arrested.
hell? What
You were
what do you mean you
arrested?
were arrested?
So, 4th of July weekend, I go down to LBI with some family and friends, and I was driving back Monday, which was July 5th, and leaving LBI, it's an island, obviously, but leaving the island at around like 4 o'clock, like the day after 4th of July, there was a shit ton of traffic. So I was driving, and I wanted to get off the island. I was sitting in traffic for like over an hour. It took me like an hour to drive like 5 minutes, but I was driving behind a car. There's only 2 lanes in LBI, so once you're on the island, there's 2 lanes on each side of the road. I was in like the passing lane, so the fast people lane, and I was right behind this car, and I see a cop behind me, and I don't really think anything of it because I'm not doing anything wrong. And then, there's a lot of traffic, so I tap on my brakes because, if I don't, I'm going to hit into the car in front of me. And then I see the lights come on, and I'm like, my first thought was like, is there like an emergency that like he has to go around me? So I moved over to the other lane, and then he followed me. And I was like, wait a second. Like, why are you following me? So then I pulled in
Were
to
you resisting
another.
arrest?
I'll get to that. So I pulled into another, like a little like not like a driveway, but like like a side street. And he
Okay.
followed me to the side street, and that's when I knew that I was going to be sent to the slammer. Apparently, you know, if you can take your driver's test again and tell me where anyone has ever said this or put it down in writing, I got pulled over because I wasn't a car's length behind. And that was the first time I got my permit when I was 16, licensed at 17. I'm 20 now, so I've been driving for 4 years. That's the first time in 4 years I've ever been pulled over by a cop, and it was because I wasn't a car's length behind. He said, "I
I've
saw
then,
never
you
seen that.
tapping." He said, "I saw you tapping on your brakes. If
mhm.
I don't step on my brakes, I'm gonna crash into it. And instead of filing out a ticket report, you're gonna be filing out an accident report." So I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. He didn't give
What?
me a ticket. The guy was extremely nice, and he didn't give me a ticket or anything, and he was like cool about everything. But
Mhm.
you really have nothing going on if you're pulling me over for that. Like, you really didn't meet your quota for the month.
And then he pulled you out of the car and like slammed you on the ground
He
and arrested
pistol
you,
whipped
right?
me,
Yeah.
and I
Oh my
passed out. The
God.
next thing I knew, I woke up, and I'm using my phone call to record the podcast episode because I'm so
They're gonna
dedicated.
let you go on for half an hour.
Yeah,
That's
Are they
crazy.
fans
I
of the
mean, I've
show?
I mean, I
Is
could
that
ask.
why?
Yo, Louis. Oh, Louis told me I'm not allowed to talk to him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
like the anything you say can and will be used against you. So I
Oh
kind of have
yeah.
to.
Oh, yeah,
I have to
makes
be
sense.
cautious.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, because I've heard about that car length rule, but it was like not in any like
Well,
official
I
set, like
haven't.
not in any rule or book or anything. Like it's just my family saying that like if you're going fast on the highway, you should like stay a
That's the
car's
thing,
length
though.
away.
I
I don't
wasn't on the
know.
highway. I was in LBI where the speed limit is like 35 miles an hour. So I was going 30 miles per hour. And
Yeah,
and,
that's
and,
why.
and then it's bumper to bumper traffic. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, that's
I feel
ridiculous,
like
man.
I do remember. I mean, this was like 4 years ago now, so I barely even remember. But I feel like I do remember them saying, like in driver's ed, that you were supposed to keep like that distance. But I don't remember if that was like a written in law. But I also like failed my driver's test written, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, either way, it was dumb. But
Yeah,
that's
that's
my
Yeah,
little
ridiculous.
interesting story for the week.
that's crazy. That's absurd. I've never seen that happen anywhere.
Well, it is what it is. Just gotta
Yeah,
move
really.
on.
But
Hopefully they let you out of prison soon.
I really hope
Yeah,
so,
hopefully,
man.
hopefully for next episode I'll be back in my normal setup.
Yeah.
But for
Well,
right
They
you
gave
won't
now,
have
you
a. Go ahead, man.
they gave you a pretty good mic.
yeah, they did.
Like
They gave me the. Actually, I'm not gonna say the brand. No free advertisements.
Yeah, if they want to advertise us, then we can
Yeah,
shout out
you
their
can
brand.
you can
yeah.
actually go on our website. It's called fortniteburger.net, and if you
Oh
go to that
no.
website, you
Dude, we're
can
gonna get demonetized because we make so
I
much money
mean,
off of this.
the 5 people that are us that are watching, I don't think they're really gonna care. Shout out to you guys though.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, smash the notification button, all
Hmm.
the things, you know. Leave a
All
comment
right.
down below. We should do next time.
Anywho.
Yeah. Speaking of like absurdities, did you guys hear about Assassin's Creed, what they're trying to do?
I literally know nothing
I
about this
have
new Assassin's Creed, so
no clue what they're doing. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game in quite a
Yeah.
while, so I
So
wouldn't even be surprised if it's absurd.
apparently, what they're trying to do now is just make it a live service game.
What?
And I mean, I don't know if this is confirmed, but like a guy who was verified with 300K followers on Twitter, and like anybody who's verified on Twitter automatically is telling the truth. So he said that Ubisoft Montreal and Quebec have teamed up for Assassin's Creed Infinity, a huge platform planned to have multiple settings. And then he also said that several men accused of abuse remain in charge. So there's that too, but we're not even going to get into that.
Oh,
So apparently they're trying to just like make it a live service game and have it like
so like,
expansive. So like they'll just add
would it
stuff.
be like Destiny or like Call of Duty World War II, where there's like a hub and like all the
I don't
players are
know.
in like an online hub together?
I don't know. because
I
it's
mean,
Man, they're turning Assassin's Creed into Roblox. That's
it's
crazy.
so dumb. They should have the
They
last,
fell off.
in my opinion, like the last good Assassin's Creed game, like that I like thoroughly enjoyed was like Assassin's Creed 3. And that was the last game that they made that actually like the story even made sense with
Yeah,
like
Assassin's
Desmond and
Creed 3
everything.
is easily my favorite Assassin's Creed games, but it was also the first one I played. But
Yeah.
at
I
the
played
last
all of
like
them up until well, I've played all of them except for like Odyssey. Like
yeah,
literally I played
the
all of
last
them.
Assassin's Creed game that I've actually enjoyed and that I've taken the time to beat is Unity, I believe, where you're in like
Unity was
France.
fun. Like it was
Yeah,
kind of bad, but it was fun because of the
I mean it was
multiplayer.
yeah, it was entertaining. I never played multiplayer, but I mean that's like the
Well, no,
last
I thought
loser.
Assassin's
you
Creed game I
did
played.
because I remember
I did Black Flag multiplayer like
actually, you know what?
once.
I don't think it was you. I just remember there was people back I guess I was in like 8th grade. So there was people that I was playing with that my sister was friends with that were like seniors in high school, and I was like up till like 4 in the morning playing Unity multiplayer with them,
Multiplayer.
and we would just like cheese the missions because there was one mission that gave you like I don't remember what the currency was, but it just gave you like more than you would ever need in the game, and we just kept cheesing it, and it was like the most fun thing ever.
That definitely wasn't me because that's when I was still on Xbox. So
Uh,
I didn't get my
Mhm.
PlayStation until like the end of freshman year, like
yeah.
that summer. So I probably was not me.
I feel
You
like
know,
they just. Oh no, you can go ahead.
if I'm being completely honest, it doesn't even sound like that bad of an idea if they were going to make a new IP. Because that's my issue with Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed, the new ones. They're not Assassin's Creed. They're
that's what
like
I was gonna
weird
say.
It's not.
historical RPGs. But that's
Which is
fine. Like you can
fine.
make those games, just make it a new IP. Don't try to
Yeah,
make money off the IP
they
that
should have stopped
completely
Assassin's
something
Creed
else.
after Assassin's Creed 3.
My one of my biggest gripes with like Valhalla is like sure, it's a beautiful game. It's cool to see all the stuff in it, but
Hmm.
why it doesn't make any sense that they're assassins because he's literally a Viking. Why is he an assassin?
Yeah, right.
That's the furthest thing that
Honestly, the
Viking
only
they literally
thing
went into
that I
battle for glory.
vaguely remember was that in Assassin's Creed 3, it was basically just like the main story, and you would do that. Same thing with
Mm.
like Black Flag and Unity, even. Now, like I played Assassin's Creed Origins, I think, the one in Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played that, and it's like you play two missions in the main story, then you have to do like 30 side quests now to
You mean
level
like the
up.
main world or like
Yeah,
the real world present day?
yeah, it's just so dumb.
It's
Like
so bad.
I don't want to do side quests. Just let me do the main story without having to play 85 billion side quests to advance. Like, why am I buying a game if that's all I'm gonna do?
And that's exactly why they just need to make a new like separate franchise. Cuz like
Exactly.
why nobody cares about the real world story. Literally nobody. If you
Yeah,
do, like I'm sorry. Like you need to play some
It
better
hasn't
games.
been good since what's his name, Desmond?
Since Desmond
yeah, Desmond.
in Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah,
It's been like 10 years.
exactly. But I mean, honestly, the concept of like having a progressive story where it's like one main hub and you can go to different historical places and like play in those, if it could be good if they
It
do it
it
well.
could be, but it's Ubisoft and it's Assassin's Creed. So,
All
I
I'm gonna
just don't
say,
think they should dick right off the Assassin's Creed name anymore.
yeah,
yeah.
all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say it live right here on the podcast, even though it's not live. I will not play or buy another Assassin's Creed game unless they do like Japanese one. I feel
Oh,
like
that
that
would
could
be
be
pretty
really
cool.
cool. And
That's
I've
a
But
seen
bold
then like
people
at
statement.
that
saying,
point, why not just play like Ghost of Tsushima?
well, yeah,
That's true, yeah.
there's better games. I'm just saying that I don't want to play an Assassin's Creed game unless
Yeah,
they do that. But I just remember like because I used to be
that would
obsessed
be
with them
cool.
after Assassin's Creed 3. Like that was one of my favorite games. Like every year, like right when they were like doing like the reveal for the new one, everyone since Assassin's Creed 3 for every single release, the rumors were like, "Oh, it's gonna be set in Japan. It's gonna be set in Japan. It's gonna be set in Japan." And then a day later, they're like, "Assassin's Creed is coming to Greece." Like, why?
I mean, I heard Odyssey actually wasn't bad. It's just that I don't care about it, you
Yeah,
know?
I
Like
agree.
I really don't.
The thing is, I'm not buying Assassin's Creed to play an RPG and like grind to level up my character. I want to assassinate people. Like, I don't know.
And that's why Valhalla, I thought like I like the like Viking stuff. I think it's cool, But like, it doesn't make. I'm not gonna be an assassin if I'm a Viking. If I'm playing a Viking game,
I
why would I
think
want to go up and stealth kill
I
people? I'm
think if you're
going
a
head
Viking, an
first in battle.
assassin is like the last thing that you're gonna be.
Exactly. Like you're fighting for
You're
glory.
you're just
They're
gonna go
literally
in and murder everyone.
berserkers. Exactly.
And he's like, I'm gonna sneak up behind these guys and use my hidden blade. And I'm not going to Valhalla anymore.
One of my
But then,
favorite things about Assassin's Creed, at least what they were doing at like E3 2 years ago when they were showing off Assassin's Creed Odyssey. At E3, their main mission that they decided to show off to like promote the game was a trailing mission. And it was like a 15-minute thing where they were just walking behind someone. And it's like,
They
why?
probably did that just so people were like, oh my god, they're going back to the roots of Assassin's Creed. Because the first game was extremely boring. Like, it was fun, but like all the missions are the same. You're just like eavesdropping people, which I think is a good segment to end it because I was going to read this tweet from this guy. He's like, oh, so you think Assassin's Creed games are way too big? You lose interest in them after about 20 hours and never finish it? Well, this new one never ends. New eavesdropping missions every week, 800 different currencies.
What?
Dedicate your life to Ubisoft.
Oh my god, bro! You know what? I'm in need of some new cellmates. You can send the fucking people at Ubisoft to be in my cellmate. They belong in fucking prison for.
Well, apparently they do belong in prison. Abuse allegations. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, I don't know how long I'm gonna be in this jail cell for, so I might meet them.
We'll bail
and
you
beat
out
them up.
soon so you don't have to be in there with them.
maybe you
Thank
can
you.
talk to Louis about getting those Ubisoft people arrested. I don't know.
Yo, Louis. Yeah, no, we'll talk after. We'll talk after.
All right. So, for this next part of the
Wait.
podcast,
I'm sorry. Before we
wow,
do that, before we do that, we were talking about this like before we started. Were we gonna do a segment of Pecker picks real quick on video games or no? Do you want to save
I
it
don't
for
really
another
have
episode?
one, so.
Okay, we can save it then.
We can save it for another weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we just had this idea.
All right. So I was just at work tonight, and
Wow. You know what? I'm leaving the podcast.
No,
I've had
please.
enough. 2 episodes
Please,
was too
dude.
much for me.
You're the glue that's holding us together.
All right, I'll stay for this episode. We'll see what
Okay,
happens
thank
next
you.
week.
Please
All right.
introduce the next segment, man.
So I got some questions that I'm gonna ask you guys. I got them from r/ask Reddit. It's a couple of top posts from the week, and I thought I could get some good answers from you guys. So, first one is, your username dictates your death. How do you die? And I guess you could pick any username that you want, like just one of the usernames you use.
well, all of my usernames are just my name. So, but if
Poo Poo
I
Pee Hole's your name?
I guess it would be. I guess the only one I really could use would be Monkey Gunner, and just have
Oh
like
my
a
God.
chimpanzee just get a gun and pin me down. I feel like that would be a pretty good way to go out.
That would
though.
be kind of sick. Like you're just walking down the street and you see like a tiny little like plane just coming, like a chopper gunner, and it's a monkey
They
in
jump
there.
out with like a parachute and an
He has an
AK-47.
AK. Oh my
I guess that's
God.
my answer.
As for me, all my usernames now are kind of just names, so I couldn't really like die from any of them. If we're gonna do a deep dive on Eddie here and go to my, really cringy old usernames, I used to go by Aqua Rebel on a couple of things. It's not my proudest username I ever picked, but
That's
I
legendary.
guess I don't even Aqua Rebel. I mean, I guess I could like drown in water, but where does the
As
rebel
you're
come
like
into it?
leading
You'd
a
be like,
revolution,
yeah, you
rebelling
could be
against the
member of the
system,
resistance.
Yeah, they call me the Aqua
Freaking
and they
Rebel because
waterboard you.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess that's how I die. I get waterboarded as the leader of a rebellion, Aqua Rebel.
What
Wow.
about you, Jesse?
I
Colville?
guess
I don't. Wait, real quick. What do you guys want me to refer to you as? Do you want me to refer to you as like your
it
real
doesn't
names or
matter.
your?
You can call me
Okay, I'll probably
anything.
You can use
say
their
as
real
long as it's
names.
not late for dinner. Okay, anyways. I guess for mine I would choose like Schmurda Money. And I haven't really thought about it, even though I picked out this question. So I think I'm gonna have to get creative here. and say that um I'm gonna like I'm gonna owe Bobby Shmurda a substantial amount of money because I remixed one of his
Okay.
songs, and then it gets huge and gets airtime, but I didn't clear
Oh,
the sample,
oh my
so I
God.
owe him a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So Bobby
Naturally.
Shmurda, he tracks me down. He finds me in my own home, and then he just kidnaps me. He takes me out to the Sahara Desert and shoots me in the head,
Oh
and that's
my
how I die.
goodness.
I
You
wonder how
spun.
Bobby's doing. I used to, share meals with him at the mess hall.
Well,
Man,
he's
for
doing
not
great until, you know, I
You
stole one of
use
his
his
songs.
yeah.
So
for not having an answer beforehand, you really spun quite the tale there. I have a tear in my
I
eye,
was
man.
off the dome. Yeah, it's really sad death. But I mean,
What's
Bobby Schmurd is killing me, so it
It's
was
an honor,
worth
kind
it.
of.
Exactly. All right.
what's the next question?
So the next question is, what's a quote unquote normal fetish you just don't understand?
That
I
like
mean,
Like a fetish that's like
yeah,
normalized that you don't understand, like something that's popular.
I guess I'll take the easy one. Feet. I
yeah,
don't. I don't really get it, man. I mean, it's because with other things like let me be polite here, breasts and
Whoa,
big
the
this is
mama
PG,
privates,
jokes.
man.
a vagina per se. It's reproductive organs. It's like biologically it makes sense. Feet, like what do those do for you, man?
Nothing. Like that's
What's
I think
Yeah.
feet
what's
are
the point
so
here?
weird.
I I think that they're gross, but have seen people make the argument like they're just hands but like on your legs,
Yeah,
which is
but
kind of true, but like
why
at
would
this
I why would I
yeah.
jack off to my hands or someone's hands? Like what?
Well, there's a fetish for everything, right?
I
All right,
guess.
listen, guys.
What?
I have to come clean here. You know, now that we're on the topic of hands, I have to admit that I myself am a little partial to hands. So I guess I can't judge feet that much. But at the same time, you're not walking around on your
Yeah.
hands. You're not stepping on the dirty ground,
Yeah.
germs everywhere on your hands. I
But
don't
I
Yeah,
know.
but your
mean,
hands touch a lot of dirty things.
yeah, you're
Your phone
normally
screen?
well, it depends on the time of the
Aren't
year,
phone
but
screens
you
like
might be
way
wearing
dirtier than
socks
toilets?
and you might be
Yeah,
wearing shoes. So I mean, it's not like your feet are directly touching
Yeah,
but
but they still
shoes,
sweat and stuff.
it's kind of like yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Shoes are like it's like a bucket for all your sweat. It's all just collecting in there and
Yeah.
like you're sauteing your foot in disgusting
Uh,
juices. It's
Hmm.
just gross to me, man.
I'm trying to think of my answer, but I can't really like think of one besides feet that I think is like normal.
I
um
Because
mean, there's a lot of like piss and
I've
shit
I don't
okay,
think that's
yeah,
fetishes.
normal.
yeah, no, I wasn't really going that direction.
If that's normal, then
Like,
man.
A fetish that I've heard of that like I don't really like identify with it, but I could understand is people have like a hair fetish where like they like hair to be a certain way or something. Like I don't give a shit what
I
style your
mean,
hair is, but sometimes like certain hairstyles look nicer than others, if that makes sense. But I don't think that's
I
really
wouldn't
weird
say that I have
compared to
like a
feet.
hair fetish, but I mean, if you have nice hair, it's better than it being like
Yeah,
gross and greasy.
yeah.
hmm
But um
Do you have another question? Because I really don't know the answer to that
oh,
other than
well,
feet. I
my
can't really think
answer
of anything.
would just be um like sex in public. Like that's really gross.
Yeah,
If you
I could see
cuz
that.
that's
That's
pretty
kind of
normalized.
I
yeah.
mean, I feel like that one though, it's not, at least in my point of view, the way I see it, it's not about being in public. It's about like it being like taboo and wrong, and
Yeah,
that's
it's
Yeah,
like
like
that's
exciting for
true.
getting
people.
But
caught.
regardless if it's taboo or not, like I understand where you're coming from. That's true. But it's like if you just think about it, like that's so gross. Like if it's in a
Yeah.
bathroom
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
or
gross.
like a cleaning closet or something.
Yeah.
Or a movie theater.
Yeah, movie theaters are pretty gross. I would know. Only
I
because I
don't-
worked there,
I
not
guess I don't
because I
really
did
have an answer to
anything.
this question. I
It's all right,
apologize.
man. We had a good
Yeah, you both
conversation
had
about
the
it either
same
way.
one. So,
Yeah.
Um,
I mentioned it that it was the easy answer, so
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say it, but then I was like, I went first the last time. I'll wait this time.
So the next question, um, what is the stupidest way you've ever ruined or destroyed an electronic device? I know
I know
my
your
answer.
answer, Jesse.
My answer. Okay, I want to say that I was in like
I
it
feel
was
like
like
I know your
elementary
answer.
school. I think it was
Actually,
probably like fourth or fifth grade or something, maybe even earlier. It wasn't middle school. Um, so I had a PSP, which I stand by is one of the greatest devices ever made. And I was playing the Simpsons game. I don't know what game it was because there was like 20 Simpsons games, but it was the Simpsons game on PSP, and that game was absurdly hard. But that might have just been because like I was bad at games and I was a kid. So I just remember there being a mission where I think I was on a boat and I was playing as Bart, and like people were shooting at me or something, and I like fell off the boat a bunch of times and kept dying. So like you guys know like when you press down on your screen or something,
yep,
like I used to do that when
it
I was
goes
like mad at
black.
Pokemon or something. Like I would press on the screen for a second and let go, and like it would go back to normal.
Hmm.
So only this time I pressed on it a little too hard, and the whole screen just turned gray. And I could still hear the game playing in the background. I could just hear Bart getting shot, and I was like, oh no, oh god, what did I do? And I always felt bad because I went and told my dad that the screen just went black, and then he got me a new one because he tried to fix it and couldn't, so he got me a new one, and I always felt bad. I don't know if I ever told him that.
And he's
Um,
gonna watch this podcast and find
yeah.
out the truth.
He
Eddie,
probably wouldn't even care.
did you wanna go next, or did you wanna?
I'm still thinking about mine if you want to
All
go
right,
first.
so I sort of have two. The first one that came to my head was extremely similar to Jesse's that he just said, but I had a DSi, and I remember I was playing Mario Party on the DS, and there was a map, and it was like the map with the flower plants, like the piranha people,
Mm-hmm.
if you know what I'm talking about. And I lost a mini game or something, and I grabbed the screen of like the DSi and I bent it like inwards, like I tried to like snap it, and it went like there was like 90% of the screen was just covered in like a big black crack, and I was like, shit. So I told my mom and dad that something happened. I'm like, I just turned it on and it was like this. They took me out to Toys R Us and they bought me a DSi
Oh my
XL.
god.
But when I was thinking that that's what I was going to say, I thought of which is easily my number one answer to this question. So I used to have an iPad mini.
Hmm.
Like when I was like 13 or something, I got it for Christmas or something. And I remember back like when I was younger like that, like an early teenager, my parents, anytime I had like a phone or an iPad or any electronic device, I would have to put on like a super protective case just in
Yeah.
case like I broke it. And my iPad case was extremely like tough to get on and off because it was like
Yeah.
you know. So it was one day over the summer, no one was home. I was the only one at home. I was watching uh YouTube videos, and
Hmm.
it's one of those things where there's like a little screen protector, and for some reason like a bunch of like dust and stuff would always get in, so I would take it off to like wipe off the screen and make it so it's not like dust. I couldn't get the I couldn't get the piece to snap in. So what did I do? I went outside in the garage, went to the toolbox, got a sledgehammer, like a rubber mallet, and I put it on the thing and I tried to push it in until it snapped. So I pushed with a rubber mallet on my iPad mini on my case. I
What?
snapped it in. I click on my iPad. The same thing as the DSi. The whole screen was just like cracked and black, and I was like on the verge of tears because I used that thing like
Oh
every
my god.
anytime I did anything, I was using my iPad. So I have to say, crushing it with a rubber mallet is probably my answer for this question.
You saying screen
Mm.
protector reminds me of my story back in the freshman year. I had I think it was an
Of
iPhone,
high
either
school or college?
high school. My apologies for not specifying.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Um, I don't know if it was an iPhone like 5 or 6, um, or maybe it was even older than that, like a 4. I don't remember what I had in back then, but I remember I had it without a case and just a screen protector on it. And for some strange reason, I was like weirdly prideful about the screen protector. I was like, my screen is not gonna crack if I drop this phone. Like it's gonna be fine.
You were so confident in it.
To the point where at my lunch, I don't remember who it
We
was
were
that
at
told
lunch with
me.
you.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was that told me, but someone told me that like you need a case on there. Like that screen protector isn't gonna do anything if you drop your phone. And I, you know, like the dumb teenager that I was, I did a little demonstration. I was like, I'll show you that it's not gonna crack. So I took my phone and picked it up about maybe like 2 or 3 feet off the table and dropped it, screen first into the table. And I see the screen protector's cracked. I'm like, okay, it's doing its job, I'll take the screen protector off and my phone's gonna be completely fine underneath. Well, boys, that was not the case. I I remove the screen protector, all cocky, with swagger
Look at
almost,
this.
to
You
show
were
that
proud.
Proved you wrong.
my phone was gonna be fine, and you know, I'm sad to say that it was completely demolished underneath the screen protector. The screen was not fine. So I think
Oh
that's the
my god.
funniest way
No,
I've broken an
that
electronic.
story is just so much funnier to me because I've never heard this story before.
I don't
In like all
remember
the time
that.
I've known you. Oh my
That
god.
sounds like something I would say to you though at lunch. Be like, that doesn't actually do anything, right? You need a case on there, man. You were
I
like,
feel
shut
like
up.
maybe in other podcast episodes we have a lot to talk about lunch. There's so much stuff we could talk
Man.
about regarding school lunch. But we'll save that for another day.
Yeah. All right. Last question. You're scheduled for a brain surgery tomorrow that has memory loss as a common side effect. In preparation, you write a list of all the things you wish to experience again for the first time. What's on that list? I would say just let's limit it to 3 things.
Okay.
I have my 3 things, I think.
All right.
I want to experience Hunter x Hunter first, because I think the first time I watched Hunter x Hunter was like a life-changing experience. Everyone should go watch that if you haven't. Um, Playing Dark Souls for the first time, because that,
So the second one? Isn't that what you played first?
yeah, because it.
Oh my god.
I think you
All
would
right.
absolutely hate the franchise if that's what you replayed.
No, because I had no experience with Dark Souls. I just randomly bought it, and
I
that
guess.
was like my first, and it was just like it made me love difficult games and just overcoming challenges, and it
That's
basically like
beautiful.
changed my
It turned you
my
into
video game career.
a
Mm.
sadist.
And
Oh,
yeah, pretty much. The third thing I would say is Parasite, the 2019 Oscar-winning
mm,
film, Korean movie. That movie is so good. I've watched it like over
yes.
5 times. It's amazing. I love that movie.
I don't want to interject, but I'm going to. Going back to that answer that I didn't have a question that I didn't have an answer for about like the fetishes or whatever.
Come on, we've
I
moved
just thought
on.
about it. Like the BDSM shit where like they tie people up and you get like
Uh,
bound. Like it's kind of weird. And like they
yeah,
gag you like with the
it is
ball.
kind
Dark
of weird,
Souls
but
reminded you of BDSM?
like I get
No,
it
well,
though.
I said sadist, and then I was like, yeah, people are like masochists and stuff, and they like having pain. Like,
Well, apparently we
I
do
was
because we
like,
play Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's true.
speak for yourself.
I
All right,
mean,
my 3 things are watching One Piece again,
It's a good one.
uh, watching and reading for the first time the greatest story ever, quintessential quintuplets, and my third one, which is what I'm literally about to do for the second time in like 2 days, is watch Steins Gate again.
okay. Um, for mine, I think I would do, so I guess this technically would be counted as one. I would just like make a list of all my favorite like albums and artists and make sure I listen
Hmm.
to them
I didn't even think
because
about
like I
music.
couldn't live without music. Like I take pride in my musical taste, so I wouldn't want to forget all that stuff. Um, Another one, I guess I would say like read Berserk because that's probably
Berserk's a
my
good
favorite
one.
manga. Um, for the third one, I don't really know. I was gonna say something with sports, but that's not really like experiencing something for the first time. because like sports happen like every
I
single
guess like
day.
going to like a live sporting event.
Yeah, but even that, like
Maybe you
that's
could like watch the video of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl or
yeah,
something.
but if I already know it's gonna happen, like that takes away. I mean, I would say that if I didn't know what the outcome was, and like I was still like, oh yeah, I was an Eagles fan, but I don't remember like anything that's happened in the last 4 years, I'd be like, all right, let me put the Super Bowl on and
You
not
just
know
have
the
to write
outcome.
down. Yeah, you can't write the outcome on the paper. You just have to write watch
Yeah,
Super
maybe that.
Bowl,
I don't know, because I
whatever the
could
number
also
was.
say like watch One Piece, but Nick already said that, so I didn't want to steal
I
that.
have something to ask you guys after the podcast regarding
Okay.
some of your answers.
Something
Well,
private.
Oh
Okay.
man.
I mean, I feel like if we talked about it on here now, I feel like we're a little late on time. We're running a little over. So I feel like it's something that we could just
Maybe we
talk
could
about
talk
later.
about it in podcast if it's something that's
I'll
really
be honest with
interesting.
you, I don't really think it's that interesting.
Well, why don't you just
Okay.
say it, man? You already said it before
No,
the
because
video ended, so
it
now
might
you
take
have
up a
to.
little bit of time. No, no, no.
Well, we got time,
All
man.
right. Well, here's what I do want to say before the video ends. Depending on the length, there might be a new video coming to the channel somewhat soon. Maybe a new
Oh,
series
sneak
of
peek?
videos.
Well, we already talked
Yeah.
about it last week. Dark
Well, yeah.
Souls.
So before Elden Ring comes out, I had the great idea that I wanted to play all the Dark Souls games again, and I got my pals to join me. And we just yesterday, well, today for me, uh, we finished the first Dark Souls game. So next we have to move on to one of my least favorite games of all time, Dark Souls 2. So maybe we're thinking about maybe uploading some montages from each game, but we'll see how that goes. Nothing set yet.
Yep.
If we get 2 likes on this podcast, we'll upload the videos.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna get
that's our
that
life
many.
goal. If you want us to make a third episode of the podcast, 3 likes.
Whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
calm
man.
down,
2 likes
man.
was
That's
a
a lot of
stretch.
likes.
3 likes?
I think we can do it. There's 3 of us right here, so
Yeah, but like I kind of dislike all of them because I don't like this podcast. It's awful.
All right, well, I think that's about enough time.
Yep.
Do you want to get Louis over here to write us out?
Yeah,
yeah,
Louis. Maybe you
yeah,
can like
Louis.
sing like use your harmonica with him,
Uh,
like a sad harmonica
let
song.
me get Louis over here to do the outro.
Wait, is Louis a
Louis.
cop or is he like a inmate?
Uh,
You
He's
don't
just Louis,
know?
man.
Oh, he's
Don't
just
worry
Louis.
about it.
Okay,
he's
he's
an
just
He's just
there.
Italian
Louis, man.
cop.
He's just
He's an
there.
Italian cop, Louis.
Oh,
He has ties with the mob, but the rest of the
oh
force
my.
doesn't know that.
Well, you just
Oh,
exposed him.
you know a lot of lore about this cop who just arrested you like a couple days
Well, I'll
ago.
be honest, Louis is actually my alter ego.
Oh, wow.
What?
So should I give an outro as Louis, as my
Yeah,
alternate
you should.
personality?
You
Yeah, send
should.
us off.
Hey, thank you guys for watching the
Oh no.
podcast. Like the video. I'm Louis. I'm walking here.
Okay,
Oh man,
let's
that's
just
good.
end it after that. God.
And remember,
Oh, he's gonna
Just-
keep going.
remember, if you're ever upset while playing The Simpsons on PSP, there's always
Do
other
not
options.
press down on the screen.
You could
Whatever you
always
do,
punch a pillow
it's not worth it.
or scream.
It's not.
Yeah.